नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। वेदे रामायणे चैव पुराणे भारते तथा अधीयन्ते च मध्ये च हरि सर्वत्र गीयते। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतं सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। This is in glorification of Srimad Bhagavatam. Anartopasham shakshada bhakti yogam adhokshaje lokasya janate vidvanam chakre satvata samhitam. So first of all, my humble obeisances to all the humble devotees, especially the disciples of Srila Prabhupada and all the senior Vaishnavas. So please bless me so that we can genuinely glorify Guru and Gauranga. So today we are starting a new chapter, chapter number 7, and the title of the chapter is The Killing of the Demon Trinavrata. So we have 2 verses together, 1 and 2. So I first recite text 1 and then we recite text 2 together. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. 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 Shri Rajo Vacha. Yena yena Vatarena Bhagavan Harishwara Karoti Karna Ramyani Manogyani Cha Naha Prabho. Now recite text number 2. Please recite it. Yarshunvato apaiti aratir vitrishna. Yarshunvato apatir ratir vitrishna. Sattvam cha shuddhyati achirena pumsa. Shuddhyati achirena pumsa. Bhaktir harau tatpurushe cha shakhayam. Harau tatpurusha cha shakhayam. Tad eva haram vada manye se chet. Word to word translation. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Shri Rajavacha. The king inquired from Sukadev Goswami, Yena yena avatarena. The pastimes exhibited by different varieties of incarnations. Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Hari, the Lord. Ishvara, the Controller. Karoti, presence. Karna Ramyani, were all very pleasing to the ears. Mana Gyani, very attractive to the mind. cha, also, naha, of us. Prabho, my Lord Sukadev Goswami. Shat Shunvataha, of anyone who simply hears these narrations. Apaiti, vanishes. Aratihi, unattractiveness. Vitrishna, dirty things within the mind that make us uninterested in Krishna consciousness.
Dirty things within the mind that make us uninterested in Krishna consciousness.
Sattvam cha,
Sattvam cha,
the existential position in the core of the heart.
the existential position in the core of the heart.
Shuddhyati,
Shuddhyati,
becomes purified.
becomes purified.
Achirena,
Achirena,
very soon.
very soon.
Pumsaha,
Pumsaha,
of any person.
of any person.
Bhakti harau,
Bhakti harao,
devotional attachment and service to the Lord.
devotional attachment and service to the Lord.
Tat Purushe,
Tat Purushe,
with Vaishnavas.
with Vaishnavas.
Cha, also. Shakyam,
Sakyam,
attraction to association.
attraction to association.
Tat eva,
Tat eva,
that only.
that only.
Haram, the activities of the Lord which should be heard and kept on the neck as a garland.
The activities of the Lord which should be heard and kept on the neck as a garland.
Vada,
Vada,
kindly speak.
kindly speak.
Manyase,
Manyase,
you think it fit.
think it fit.
Chet,
Fit,
if.
if.
Translation and purport by Divangeshwar Prabhupada Ki Jai. King Parikshit said, my Lord Sukadev Goswami, all the various activities exhibited by the incarnation of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are certainly pleasing to the ear and to the mind. Simply by one's hearing of these activities, the dirty things in one's mind immediately vanish. Generally, we are reluctant to hear about the activities of the Lord, but Krishna's childhood activities are so attractive that they are automatically pleasing to the mind and ears. Thus, one's attachment for hearing about material things, which is the root cause of material existence, vanishes, and one gradually develops devotional service to the Supreme Lord, attachment for Him, and friendship with devotees who give us the contribution of Krishna consciousness. If you think it fit, kindly speak about those activities of the Lord. Purport. As stated in the Prem Vivartaha, Krishna bahir mukha hoya bhogvancha kare nikata sthamaya tare jhapatiya dhare. Our material existence is maya, or illusion, in which we desire different varieties of material enjoyments and therefore change to different varieties of bodies. Brahmayan sarva bhutani yantrarunani mayayaya asan api kleshada asa deha. As long as we have these temporary bodies, they give us many varieties of tribulations. Adhyatmika, Adi, Bhautika, and Adi Devika. This is the root cause of all suffering. But this root cause of suffering can be removed by revival of our Krishna consciousness. All the Vedic literatures presented by Vyasadeva and other great sages are therefore intended to revive our Krishna consciousness, which begins to revive with Shravanam Kirtanam. Shunvatam Swakatha Krishna, Srimad Bhagavatam 1-17. And other Vedic literatures exist simply to give us a chance to hear about Krishna. Krishna has different avatars or incarnation, all of which are wonderful and which arouse one's inquisitiveness. But generally, such avatars as Matsya, Kurma, and Varaha are not as attractive as Krishna. First of all, however, we have no attraction for hearing about Krishna, and this is the root cause of our suffering. But Parikshit Maharaj specifically mentions that the wonderful activities of baby Krishna, which amazed Mother Yashoda and the other inhabitants of Vraja, are especially attractive. From the very beginning of the childhood, Krishna killed Putana, Trinavrata, and Shaktashura, and showed the entire universe within his mouth. Thus, the pastimes of Krishna, one after another, kept Mother Yashoda and all the inhabitants of Vraj in great astonishment. The process to revive one's Krishna consciousness is Adhau Shuddha Tatha Sadhu Sangaha. The pastimes of Krishna can be properly received from the devotees if one has developed a little bit of Krishna consciousness by hearing from Vaishnavas about the activities of Krishna. One becomes attached to Vaishnavas who are interested only in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, Parikshit Maharaj recommends that one hears about Krishna's childhood activities, which are more attractive than the activities of other incarnations such as Matsya, Kurma, and Varaha. Wanting to hear more and more from Sukadeva Goswami, Maharaj Parikshit requested him to continue describing Krishna's childhood activities, which are especially easy to hear and which create more and more inquisitiveness. Om Jnanam Timirandasya Gananjaya Shalakaya Chakshurunimilitam Yena Tasme Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Parikshit Maharaj, after having heard the pastime of killing of Putana, he is expressing two important things. What are those? The first one is his appreciation of Krishna's and Krishna's pastimes. His appreciation of Krishna's and Krishna's childhood pastimes. And the second thing is his eagerness to hear more and more. And these two qualities are very important to our success in our spiritual life. The first one is appreciation. So the degree up to which we have purified our consciousness, to that degree we appreciate Krishna, Krishna's activities and other devotees also. So as long as we have anarthas, we have the tendency to criticize and fault finding. So as we purify our consciousness, we come to the platform of appreciating Krishna's and Krishna's activities and devotees. So there is one word called Dharmasila. And this is explained by Sanatana Goswami Maharaj in his book Toshani Vaishnavas. So unless and until you are Dharmasila, you cannot genuinely appreciate Krishna's activities, pastimes, and the devotees as well. Dharmasila, dharma you all understand, religion. What is that? The most important verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita 1866. Sarva dharma paritajjana mam ekam sharanam prajam. That is real dharma. And that is what we see here with Parikshit Maharaj. Completely surrendered onto the lotus feet of Sukadeva Goswami Maharaj and Krishna. So, because he is on the platform of Dharmasila, he could appreciate. He could appreciate these activities. Second thing which Prabhupada is speaking in today's translation, that is eagerness to hear. The degree up to which we are attached or we have rati to Krishna, to that degree we are eager to hear more and more about him. And this rati will only come through the process of Shravanam. And this is the point that Srila Prabhupada has emphasized a lot in today's purport. Shravanam. So in the spiritual realm, sometimes sadh and sadhan is same. It is just like one time one reporter asked Srila Prabhupada, why do you guys chant? Srila Prabhupada replied, because we want to chant eternally. And what is the sadhan for that? Chanting only. So if you want to come to this platform of Dharmasila, if you want to do that, you want to increase your eagerness to hear about Krishna, then the process is Shravanam only. This process of Shravanam will give you the ability to prioritize and discriminate. Discriminate between mundane things, mundane talks, mundane descriptions, and transcendental descriptions. And with that discrimination will come determination to hear more and more. And that is what we see here with Parikshit Maharaj. Hearing process. And then, in the first part of today's purport, Srila Prabhupada is talking about the transmigration of soul. That means we are changing different bodies. So let's hear it from the mouth of Acharyas. So in Madhavacharya words, whatever we do, whatever we hear, whatever we see, whatever we think, it has an impression on our mind. And all these impressions are transformed into dream. And then during the dream we see different activities and different bodies as well. And then he further writes down Madhavacharya that when you are awake then, when you get up from the sleep, you forget about those bodies, about those dreams. And this is due to apasmriti. Apasmriti. Forgetfulness. So the root cause of changing bodies is our forgetfulness to Krishna. That is the root cause of changing bodies. So Prabhupada mentions in one of the purport in 10th canto only, first chapter, if I remember it correctly. So when you talk about thinking, hearing, feeling, willing, all these are functions of mind. So under the material condition of life, this mind is very agitated. Correct? And Prabhupada compares, as you know, Prabhupada was very much expert in drawing analogies. This agitated mind can be compared with agitated water. And what is there in the agitated water? You see the reflections. You see the reflection of sun and moon, but sun and moon are actually not there. It's just a reflection. They are not there. So as long as we have this agitated mind, which actually refers to impure mind also, will be forced to change bodies. That is what is described in the first part of the purport. We are forced to change body. So once you fix this mind onto the lotus feet of Krishna, Savai Manasa Krishna Padaravindayo, then you can stop this process of transmigration. But how do you do that? You need purification of your agitated mind. Purification of your mind. And how do you do that? You have to do, as per Bhagavad Gita, Manatapa. Austerity of mind is required. And what is that austerity of mind? That is Manaha Prashada Somyetvam Monam Atma Vinigraha Bhava Samsadhir Iti Etat Tapamanam Uchyate, from Bhagavad Gita. And here in the purport of this verse, Srila Prabhupada described the most important thing here is Maunam. And Maunam refers to gravity of thoughts. And the gravity of thoughts will come from hearing, Shavanam, that Prabhupada is talking about. Through Shavanam only. Otherwise, we are always attracted towards mundane affairs, mundane talks, Gramya Katha in Mahaprabhu's language. So how do you stop this process actually? It begins with, as explained by Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami Maharaj in Rupa Shiksha. Brahmanda Brahmite Kauna Bhagyavana Jiva Guru Krishna Kirpa Pae Bhakti Lata Bija. It begins with that. Bhagyavan. The translation is, there are innumerable living entities wandering across this universe. The one who are Bhagyavan means fortunate. They come in contact with the bona fide spiritual master, pure sadhu, premi bhakta. So who is this most fortunate one? Nothing happens by chance in our material life or spiritual life. The one who has bhakti sukriti, the one who has bhakti sukriti, he will be provided an opportunity by Krishna to meet a bona fide sadhu like Srila Prabhupada. There are so many sukritis. You need to have bhakti sukriti. And the best example from Shastra is Narad Muniji. How he became a great devotee? Because in his previous life, he attained lot of bhakti sukriti. Why? Because he was serving the Vaishnavas. And by serving the Vaishnavas, he achieved bhakti sukriti. And then in his next life, he achieved the perfection. And then Mahaprabhu is telling to Sanatana Goswami Maharaj, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema, Nitya Siddha Krishna Prema, Sadhya Kabu Naya, Shravana Adi Shudchitya, Udaya Karena. These verses I am quoting from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Mahaprabhu is saying, so when you are in touch with a bona fide spiritual master, what happens then? The dormant love that we have is awoken. So he's saying, because when you are in the association of the sadhu, what sadhu will do? He will perform all the five most important angas of bhakti yoga. He will speak Bhagavatam. He will chant. He will do deity worship also. Sadhu Sangha, of course. So with Sadhu Sangha, you achieve all the perfections. And most important aspect of Sadhu Sangha is hearing Hari Katha. Not hearing or speaking mundane talks. Hearing Katha. Sadhu will always speak about Krishna. He will always speak about Hari Katha. So, we all have love for Krishna, but right now it is in dormant state. So when you hearing, Shravanam, it is revoked. So it is not that in the association of sadhu you are creating something new or he is creating something new. No, it is all already present within our heart, but it is in dormant state. And then in the next verse of Rupa Shiksha, Mahaprabhu is speaking to Rupa Goswami Maharaj. He is saying, Mali ade kare na bija arpo na Shavana kirtana jale kare si chena. Shavana kirtanam jale kare si chena. That is the point Prabhupada is emphasizing in today's purport. Shavanam. So Mahaprabhu is saying the same thing. What is saying Mahaprabhu? He is saying, so once you have the association of the sadhu, the seed of the creeper of the devotion tree is established within your heart. But you have to continuously water it with hearing and chanting. Continuously. Hearing is our eternal function. It is not that in the ladder of Bhakti Yoga you reach a specific state and say, oh, I have become a great devotee now. I don't need to hear. I don't need to hear from anybody. No. So if somebody is not hearing, that means mostly it is due to offenses. So Mahaprabhu is telling him, Shravanam Kirtanam Jale Sichena in Bengali. Jale means water. Sichena means you water it so that that seed of devotion creeper, it can be sprouted and it can be grown into a full creeper. And then this creeper eventually reaches at the lotus feet of Krishna and Goloka Vrindavan Dham. And there what do you get? Prema Phala, the love of Godhead. So this is the process. And Shavanam Kirtanam is the most important part of this process. So real genuine Premi Bhaktas, they will hear Krishna Katha again and again. Mahaprabhu has shown us. Mahaprabhu is a very practical teacher. He is not a theory man. He will hear the same pastimes again and again from Gadadhar Pandit. You all know that. Same pastimes. Again and again. So it is an eternal function of the jiva. This is our constitutional position. So in terms of Shavanam, this is also explained by Sarup Damodar Goswami Maharaj when he was speaking to one of the Brahmana who arrived in Jagannath Puri Dham from Navdeep to present his poems to Mahaprabhu. He told him, यहाँ भगवते पदे वैष्णवेरा स्थाने एकांत आश्रय करो चैतन्य चराने. यहाँ भगवते पथे वैष्णवरे स्थाने. Go to the place, go to the sadhu and hear Hari Katha from him. Vaishnavari Sthane. And how we should hear it? Mostly devotees when they hear in a challenging spirit. Oh, let me see how much knowledge he has. That is not the mood. If the glass is filled, you cannot fill in more water. Correct? When the glass is empty, then only you can fill in water. So if you are going in a class with a challenging spirit, it will enter from here, go from here. Because the sadhu is speaking real knowledge, real tattva. He is speaking tattva vichar, not apara vichar. And what is that real knowledge? The real knowledge is, as per Chaitanya Charitamrita, his real knowledge is Shabd Praman. Shabd Praman is real knowledge. Sadhu will speak only Shabd Praman, nothing else. That is real knowledge. So you don't have to use your intelligence about that because he is speaking Shabd Praman. So how should you use your intelligence? You should use your intelligence to find out how to come to this platform, what this sadhu is speaking. Apply your intelligence there, not to Shabd Praman. then you are trying to measure Guru and Krishna. And then, next thing upon hearing, that is Anugatya. Anugatya. So this is in brief Shravanam. Today is also the transcendental appearance of Srinivas Thakur, so I have been told to speak about him. So as explained in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Panch Tattva Avtarine Chaitanya Sange Panch Tattva Lana Karena Sankirtana Range Panch Tattva Eka Vastu Nahi Kuchi Bheda Raso Aswadite Karo Vidhata Vibhota. So, the first translation of the first verse is that Mahaprabhu has appeared along with his associates. So, in Braj Leela, the Supreme Absolute Truth becomes two. In Chaitanya Leela, those two become one, and then that one becomes five. And one of them is Srinivas Thakur. So, what are these five? Panchatattva means five truth. What are those five truth? 3 Shaktiman Tattvas, 2 Shakti Tattvas. 3 Shaktiman Tattvas are Bhakta Rupa, Bhakta Swarupa, Bhakta Avatar, and 2 Shakti Tattvas are Gadadhar and Srinivas Thakur, pure devotee of the Lord. And he is Naradji in Gauranga Leela, Mahaprabhu's Leela. So he is Naradji, Srinivas Thakur. So Srinivas Thakur, he appeared in Shri Hatta, and he was very elder to Mahaprabhu. If I remember it correctly, almost 30 years elder to Mahaprabhu. And then from Shri Hatta, the family moved to Kumar Hatta, then from Kumar Hatta they moved to Navdeep. And there, he was in close touch with Advaitacharya Prabhu. So it is described that it was not only Advaitacharya Prabhu who prayed to Mahaprabhu to appear in this world, but it was Srinivas Thakur as well who prayed to Mahaprabhu to appear. So we are eternally indebted to Advaitacharya Prabhu and Srinivas Thakur. So when Mahaprabhu started his childhood pastimes, as you know, initially he was doing his scholarship time pass. So most of the devotees, they would not come near him. They would avoid him because they knew that Nimai would engage them in grammar or Nyaya Shastra arguments. So one time, Srinivas Thakur approached Nimai and he told Nimai, "Hey Nimai, what is the use of your knowledge? You have no devotion for Krishna. You do not chant. So what is the use of such a big knowledge here?" Then Mahaprabhu, with folded hand, told Srinivas Thakur, "One day with your benediction, with your blessings, I will have devotion to Krishna." So this is very important learning for the devotees. Prabhupada also mentions it in one of the purport in, I think, 1st canto, 5th chapter, where he's saying that any knowledge, jnana that we have, if you are not using it in the service of Krishna, it is Vishnu Maya. Vishnu Maya it is. Vishnu Maya. That means if you are a scientist, great scholar, you should use your knowledge to establish the supremacy of the Lord, to establish the supremacy of Krishna. Otherwise it is Vishnu Maya. And then with the blessing of Srinivas Thakur and other devotees also, of course, as you know, Mahaprabhu went to Gaya Dham to perform the last rituals of his father. And then when he came back from there, he was a totally transformed personality. He was completely absorbed in Krishna consciousness. And then he started Harinam Sankirtan first in the house of Srinivas Thakur only, Srinivas Angan. So every night, Mahaprabhu along with his wonderful associates, they will chant, perform Sankirtan in the house of Srinivas Thakur. So many people became envious. See the character of Srinivas Thakur. There are so many leelas about him, we don't have time, but in short, one of the leelas which reflect his personality, his mood, his humility. So some of them became very envious and they started spreading rumors about Srinivas Thakur. What were the rumors? That lot of illicit activities are being performed in the house of Srinivas Thakur. He is not a Vaishnava. He is a devotee of Kali. And one of them, Gopala Chapla, an envious Brahmana, one night he put the paraphernalia of worship of goddess of Durga in front of his house. And then he invited all the neighbors in the neighborhood and told them, you see, he's not a Vaishnava, he's worshipping Kali. What was the response of Srinivas Pandit? He didn't say anything. He didn't react to that. But all the other Vaishnavas, they knew the character and the personality of Srinivas Thakur. Then, this is humility. If somebody blasphemes Guru and Krishna, you should break his head. But if somebody is blaspheming me, normally a devotee, he will not react to that. It's not for Krishna and Guru and Krishna. And then this Gopala Chapla, he got the disease, leprosy. So he approached Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu, please forgive me. Mahaprabhu said, go to Srinivas Thakur. He went to Srinivas Thakur to ask for apology. And what was the reaction, what was the response of Srinivas Thakur? He said, I have already forgiven you. This is the mood of a Vaishnava. So this was Srinivas Thakur. And Srinivas Thakur had immense faith, Shraddha, on Mahaprabhu and Mahaprabhu's Kirtan. So much so that one time when Mahaprabhu was dancing in Shiva's Anga, his son passed away. He left his body. Now all the mothers, all the Matajis, they started to cry. So Srinivas Thakur came to that room where all the mothers were crying and he stopped them. Please don't disturb Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu is performing Sankirtan. Don't disturb him. Don't disturb his mood. And then he came out and then he started to dance with Mahaprabhu. And then in the morning time, early morning time, when Mahaprabhu stopped Kirtan, Mahaprabhu said, is everything okay? I'm feeling something has gone wrong. And then all the other associates of Srinivas Thakur told Mahaprabhu that Mahaprabhu, Srinivas Thakur's son has passed away. And then Mahaprabhu looked at Srinivas Thakur. Srinivas, you didn't tell me. I didn't want to disturb your Kirtan. Mahaprabhu started to cry. So this was the faith of Srinivas Thakur on Naam. And so you can only have faith on Naam if you have a faith on Guru. Guru is giving you Naam. If you have no faith on Guru, how will you have a faith on Naam which is given to you at the time of initiation by Guru Maharaj? He is giving you Sambandh Gyan at that time. But do you have that realization? That depends upon the degree of surrendership onto the lotus feet of Guru. This is the message. And your faith is always tested. Like Mahaprabhu testing the faith of Srinivas Thakur. So one time Mahaprabhu came to the house of Srinivas Thakur and Nityananda Prabhu was staying there. I'm just cutting it short because of time. So then Mahaprabhu said, hey, Srinivas, why are you keeping this Avadut in your house? Do you know his background? Do you know his family? Do you know where he comes from? Throw him out. What was the reaction? What was the response of Srinivas Thakur? He said, Mahaprabhu, I know he's non-different from you. He's your second body. Even if my community bars me from my community, I don't mind. I'll still keep him. And Mahaprabhu started to smile. So in our spiritual life also, our faith is tested many times by Krishna. So at that time, if we take shelter of Guru and Krishna through the process of chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can overcome it very easily. So how do you increase this faith actually? And the answer in one word is associate with those who have faith. Associate with those who are engaged in devotion services. And the process begins by hearing, the point that Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing in today's purport. Hearing. So when we are hearing, it has actually three angas, three parts you can say. You hear, that is very nice. But then more important than that is you contemplate. And then more important than that is anugatya. Then you can advance very nicely in Krishna consciousness. So we hear, but we don't contemplate. But contemplation should not be done by your conditioned mind. What you will contemplate with the conditioned mind? Wrong things only. And then you should do anugatya. Follow it as it is. Whatever my Guru Maharaj has told me, follow it as mine. This forms the complete block of Shravanam. So Prabhupada has quoted this verse in today's purport, that is, what is that? 1 to 17. In the purport, Prabhupada writes down that you should hear and chant through the pure devotee. What does it mean actually? It has a very deep meaning, what Prabhupada is talking about. You should hear and chant through pure devotee. So the meaning is, unless and until you take ashraya, shelter of a pure devotee, and execute devotion services under his guidance, you cannot achieve success. That is the meaning of it. Sometimes you do devotion services, but you do not do it under the guidance of a pure sadhu, premi bhakta. Because premi bhakta knows what pleases Krishna. I don't know. I don't know it. I'm conditioned. But he knows it. That is why you require guidance. It is just like when we are performing deity worship, offering bhoga to Krishna. Why is it that Krishna is accepting it? Or are we sure that Krishna has accepted it? He might accept it, he might not. Are we sure? So how to be sure in our spiritual life? The surety will come when you are performing that act under the guidance of a pure sadhu. Why? Because Krishna will definitely accept whatever is offered to him by a pure sadhu, like Sanatana Goswami Maharaj. You know this pastime of Gopal. I don't have to speak about it. So when we are executing, offering this bhoga under the guidance of a pure sadhu, then we are sure, 100% sure, that it has been accepted, not otherwise. So this is the meaning of hearing and chanting through a pure sadhu. Similarly, in Srimad Bhagavatam, Kunti, in chapter, Canto 1, chapter 8, I think, Kunti Mata is offering prayers. And one of the prayers that she is offering to Krishna, it highlights the point that we are speaking about today. Shravanti gayanti grananta bhikshnasha smaranti nandanti tavahi tam jana taeva pashyanti achirena tvakam bhava parvo paramam padam bhujam. In the purport, Prabhupada speaks about what we are talking from today's purport. And the translation of this Sanskrit is, O Krishna, those who continuously hear, chant and repeat your transcendental activities or take pleasure in others doing so, certainly see your lotus feet, which alone can stop the repetition of birth and death. This is one of the prayers by Kunti Maharani. Same point. And then there's a wonderful purport given by Srila Prabhupada which illustrates this point, that is, hearing is so important. So in the purport, Prabhupada is saying, the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna cannot be seen by our present conditional vision. In order to see him, one has to change his present vision by developing a different condition of life
full of spontaneous love of Godhead. When Sri Krishna was personally present on the face of globe, not everyone could see him as the supreme personality of Godhead. Materialistic like Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, Kansa, Jarasandha, Shishupala, they were not qualified personalities. So they were unable to appreciate the presence of Lord. Therefore, even though the Lord may be present before our eyes, it is not possible to see him unless we have the necessary vision. This necessary qualification is developed by the process of devotion service and beginning with hearing about the Lord.
The same point is emphasized here. I'm sorry I took a little bit of more time, but with this we stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki, Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, the transcendental appearance of Srivas Thakur ki, Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. I don't know if you have time for one question or any questions or. So thank you very much for listening. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.